Well, welcome everybody. Happy Monday. It was a really funny Monday for us. I mean, I don't know if you've been following along in our Facebook group, but it seems that there's a trend going on with people getting emails congratulating them on website sales. So those are good trends to participate in. So thank you for those of you that have shared your success with us in that group. It's really, really motivating to wake up on Monday and see that. I think there were three of them. I saw Roger, I saw Wendy Williams made her first sale today, and I think I saw Errol in there as well. So that was pretty cool, guys. Keep up the great work. I'm also seeing a lot of people actually implement a lot of the different strategies that we're talking about. And they're simple things, but these minor tweaks are really what's going to make the difference between, just how effective you were and how effective you're going to be. So just keep it up. And, as always, we'll be recording these sessions, and all of the recordings and the PDFs are being uploaded to our contest website. So if you go to weBVolumecontest.com, that's where you can find the recordings. We're also uploading a PDF of the presentation right away, right after the actual thing. Hold on one second. I'm hearing a lot of feedback. That's weird. I think it's actually Alice. Hold on one second. Mute all. That should fix it. There we go. That's all right. Perfect. So back to business here. So right after the session, we are uploading a copy of the PDF of the presentation, and in that is a challenge of the week. So make sure that you're downloading those for your own personal reference, because even though we're only doing one a week, guys, time is flying. I don't know about you, but I just feel like it literally feels like we just started this and we're already entering like week 6. So take a look at our results. Our results are very consistent. Really great work, everybody. Last week we made 1,500 contacts as a group. That's fantastic. You want to keep that momentum going. And like I said, if you're one of the people that has sold a website this week, try to make it a priority for you to just make sure you're constantly still continuing to prospect, because I'm telling you, we talked about this in week 1, actually, when we're setting our goals, how important it is to know why you're building this, because it's not just about motivating yourself through the inconvenient times or through the downs or the lows, but it's also meant to motivate you to continue to work through these highs as well, when you are making sales, when you are seeing results. A really great example of someone that's doing that really well right now is John Mangione. I feel like every other day I'm seeing him out there showing plans, setting website appointments, selling websites. Russell Polo, same thing. It's like, that's the kind of consistency that we all want to have. So again, congratulations to everybody that's been having success, and continue to post in the Facebook group. I'm really watching. I may not comment on everything, but I do read everything. So make sure that that you're letting me know what's going on. I'm really enjoying that. So we had 8 sales last week. That brings our total sales up to 44 website sales. Now just take a notice there, guys. We had 44 website sales thus far. We've generated $48,000 in website retail profit. That's incredible. Think about that. The average website retail profit is $1,000, which means that everybody is performing above average, which is really great. So you should pat yourselves on the back for that. Continue to do that good work. You guys are building incredible value into the appointments. That's really what that's an indicator of, and that's exactly the kind of thing that we've been focused on in our webinar series too. So I'm really happy to see that trend happening as well. In addition, we've sold $64,000 worth of Market America branded products. Guys, think about how much BV that is. That's like 40,000 BV that was generated. Incredible results. 45 total personally sponsored unfranchised owners. 553 people at the World Conference will be as a result of this contest, and 161 Web Center trainings were attended. So all of these are great results, and I just want to encourage everybody, if you haven't sold your first website yet, or if you haven't personally sponsored yet, and you're still doing that legwork, that groundwork, it's okay. That's normal, and this is a process, and so it's going to take a few weeks for you to plant. We really do liken it to a garden. You have to plant seeds and wait for them to sprout and all that good stuff, and that's normal. That is a sign of a nice, healthy business relationship that is forming. And those are the kinds of business relationships that you want. I'm telling you, you don't want to just start and then have a bunch of sales pop through from people that you're not quite sure if they're making the right decision, or that's not what you want. You don't want to sponsor people like that. You don't want to sell like that. So for everybody else, just keep that in mind. Like you're doing the right things, you're making the contacts, and you're putting everything into motion, and ultimately that's going to manifest into great results for you. So keep up the good work. All right, so week 5 is going to be about, I'm really excited about this topic actually, but it's going to be all about using third-party testimonials. And so basically, what is a third-party testimonial? It's the idea of how can you share success stories with our clients, with your potential clients. So first of all, that builds your own personal confidence in our product to know that it's working well. And then secondly, you can use this to start a conversation or close an appointment, or create a sense of urgency with your prospect, because if you're sending them testimonials or samples or things like that, it gets them excited. It gets them feeling like, oh, I've got to have that. Or it just gives them that credibility that you may feel like you need. And so for a lot of people that think that they need to learn a lot about the ins and outs of our business or our industry or our product, I think what you're really wanting to know is, can this work? Can this help your prospect? And honestly, that's what your prospect wants to know too. They could care less about the strategy behind how we get their website out there. All they care about really is that they do get it out there, and so that's what we aim to do. So this is really going to have 2 effects for you, hopefully. It's going to be twofold, and the first thing is going to be all about building up your own confidence, because if you believe in this product and you know where to find good testimonials and good samples and good third-party validation, that's just going to build up your own belief in the product, which is going to completely affect how you communicate around this product. It's just a fact. If you believe in the product, you're going to communicate at a different level than if you don't. And to believe in the product, you need to know that it can help, not necessarily how it works, but how it can help. And then the second part, again, is going to be how can you use these properly with your potential customers. So some really great news. In the past year, we've made a major switch to our approach to all of our social media channels. And this is really great. I mean, when we first started our MA Web Centers Facebook, that's really all we had. We had that, and we had a Twitter account. And through that channel, we were sending out all kinds of information. We were sending out, website samples and great information that you could totally want to share with your own potential customers, your existing customers. And then we would also share things like announcements for upcoming webinars. And so what we found was, at that point, it's like our message was so not all over the place in that it wasn't relevant. It's just that we were sharing information through that channel that was intended only for you guys, for web center owners. And because of that, sharing a design off of like the MA Web Center's Facebook page was not really a great idea, because you're not going to share an MA Web Center's photo on your wall or in a private message with someone if you're worried that your potential customer is going to click on MA Web Centers, and then they're going to be exposed to not only website designs and great testimonials, but also to things like reseller, or what we're having right now, like webinars that are coming up, or selling techniques for web center owners, things like that. So what we've done was we have completely organized our entire online strategy. And so we've broken it down where we have channels that are intended solely for customer-centric content. And what that means is that we're only posting stuff here aimed at website customers. So it's an excellent resource for your website clients, because they can have really great access to tips and articles and design ideas and all kinds of things that are going to help their business. But even more than that, it's an excellent resource for you, because now you can share any of those pieces with your potential customers or even with your existing customers, and you can feel really confident that if they go back to that channel, that's the only kind of content that they're going to see, and all they're going to see is MA Web Centers branding and customer-centric content, and that we are industries in our area, experts in our industries. Wow, I've got a little bit of word salad going on right now. Our second channels are all geared toward Web Center owner-centric content because, while we really wanted our content to be shareable, we still needed a way to communicate with Web Center owners to give you guys up-to-date training information and really great stuff like that. So, therefore, when you're sharing content with potential customers, you're going to share from the client-centric social media and websites and blogs. And when you're looking for content to build your business, you're going to go to Web Center owner-centric social media, websites, and blogs. So let's take a look at the different online client resources so that you know where to find them. Actually, I'm going to go back in 1 second. All right. Here we go. Customer-centric content and shareable content ideas. So we have the MA Web Centers newsletter. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this, but just like you all are emailed a monthly newsletter from MA Web Centers, so are your customers, but they are emailed a different one. We also have an MA Web Centers blog, and that is, I'll show it to you. If you go to blog.mawebcenters.com/blog, if you go here, you'll see here blog.mawebcenters.com. These are all articles that are great shareable content. I share these on our MA Web Centers Facebook, by the way. But look at, they're organized by web design and development, internet marketing, social media, SEO and SEM, email marketing, e-commerce, mobile, tech, clients, and features. So I love this. If you're looking for something and you have a customer that really just wants to know more about email marketing, well, come to the blog and see what recent articles we have. Well, we just wrote one a couple of weeks ago called 5 Steps to Effective Email Marketing. So click on this, and if this looks like it could be a great resource for your customer, share it. By the way, we always are plugging that this is either a free service or a great opportunity to build share of customer. So here I said, did you know that all MA Web Centers clients have a brand new enhanced email marketing system? Check out our suggestions for running a successful email campaign, and don't forget to call us if you need help using our system. So you can see, I'm not selling just to our customers here. This is something that you can very easily share with someone. Not only is it going to let them know that they have an email marketing system and that they can get help using our tech support, but it gives them 5 great tips for how to do it the right way. And I think that's really valuable because we're not just sitting here going, you have an email marketing system. We're saying, not only do you have that, but these are like the tips for making it work best for your small business. So that's always a good thing. Now, web design and development. So when you click on this, 5 tips for a website makeover, where to place your content. As soon as responsive designs are released, it's going to take 2 to 3 more weeks, guys, just so you all know. There is a ton of programming that's going into that effort to make sure that it's going to be released properly. And by the way, it's not just responsive designs that are coming out in 2 to 3 weeks. You're going to get HTML5 elements, and you're going to get a brand new file cabinet manager, so your customers are now going to be able to just simply upload pictures right from their iPhone to their website. I mean, there's so many cool things that are being released in the next 3 weeks tops, so I'm super excited about that. Anyway, I digress. But anyway, as soon as those are released, I'm going to write articles about that. I'm going to feature some of the designs, help educate your clients about it or your potential clients about it. And by the way, that might even sell some design packages for you. And now that you can earn BV on future design packages as of that new release in 3 weeks, that again might be an article worth sharing so that you can either, generate interest with a new customer, or so that you can maybe just let an existing customer know about responsive designs and the new design packages. So I just wanted to give you a peek at that because I thought it was worth looking at. I don't know if a lot of you were aware that we had that blog. We also have an MA Web Centers Facebook account, Twitter account, Instagram account, and all 3 of those are all customer-centric content. So let's backtrack back to where we are. So now let's talk about different content ideas, things that you could share with your potential customers, and then we'll talk about where you can find them and exactly like what it looks like and how to do it the right way. So great content ideas include news about different upgrades. So I just gave you a little sneak peek at just a few of maybe like the 16 things that are getting released in the next couple of weeks. When those come out, you're going to be emailed. So will your clients. But as a good customer manager, it would be great for you to reach out to your customer and personally let them know that some new upgrades just came out. Hey, make sure you call into customer care and find out about that. You know what I mean? Also, you might have some existing prospects that were considering to buy a website but maybe hadn't taken the jump yet. And something like this, something that you see on our Facebook account, something you see on our Instagram, something you see on our MA Web Centers blog, maybe one of those pieces of content will help to just give them that validation that they need or the answers that they need so that they'll be ready to take the jump and feel great about that. Other great content ideas, the website climate. And what I mean by that is not the weather, but like how are things in the website world right now? What's working in small business? Again, you can steal those ideas or just directly share our articles from our MA Web Centers blog. I saw somebody post an excellent article in our Facebook group today about how important it is for small business owners to have a responsive web design. And that wasn't an MA Web Centers, but it was a great article that builds value in something that we're going to be offering, right? Maybe it's about a special that you're running, create urgency, or maybe you want to let your prospects know about a referral campaign or just share some recent design work. That is probably the number one way that Web Center owners share third-party testimonials is through designs. So maybe you didn't consider sharing a design, sharing a third-party testimonial, but that's exactly what it is. And by the way, that's really great because we all start our Web Center experience without our own personal portfolio. But, like we said, I think it was on week 2 when we were talking about interpersonal skills and how we need to switch the focus from I over to we. We have done business with tens of thousands of clients. We have helped tens of thousands of small business owners all over the world have a better online marketing presence. And so you can use that to your advantage because it's true. You may not have a personal portfolio of tens of thousands of customers, but the company that you're partnered with does. So let's talk about the best way to share those. Firstly, you can share this content in an email, in conversation on social media, either post it on somebody's wall or in a private message or on a blog, whatever. There's all kinds of ways that you can actually share it. But when you do share designs or when you do share information, just make sure that you give credit where credit is due. So, for example, when you're sharing a website design off of MA Web Center's page or off of masamples.com or off of Instagram, just make sure you give credit to the design center and you say, our design, look at this beautiful piece of work from our design center. Do you know anybody who? Or whatever it is that you're going to say in your message. But just don't claim that that is your personal client because at the end of the day, that's somebody else's personal client. So you can't make false claims about that. But you absolutely can say our design center worked on this really great piece. You'll share these designs and testimonials to generate interest, and you're going to share them again with folks who maybe just need more belief in the product or need more, if someone's looking for a testimonial, share this with them. I do want to address one thing though, and it's the idea of sharing live websites with your prospects. And I just, I say it all the time, but I don't know if everybody understands why I say it. So I just want to take a second to kind of address that because I've actually seen a number of people asking for live website samples. So here's the deal. I used to share my live website samples with other people because I don't really care if they share them. It's not going to, I didn't think it was going to affect me in any other way. But what I found was a couple of things. Number one was the most important thing was it didn't protect you as the Web Center owner. Because at the bottom of all of our websites, we write website provided by New Reality Web Solutions. Now that's a link directly to email to me. And so if you're sharing a live website with one of your prospects and they look at the bottom of the website and they see that the website was provided by me, that creates serious confusion around who provided your website, the website to that customer, and it actually works against you instead of for you. And so that's a big reason why I don't typically share live websites with other people. The other main reason why I don't share them is because you never know what people are going to do or how they're going to alter what it is. And so the point is this: they may take a website that was designed for them by our design center and they may completely take it and put it on steroids. They may hire somebody and come in that's constantly updating it, and now the website has 100 pages and 1,000,000 galleries and all of this great stuff. And so you go and share that live website with your prospect. whose level of expectation is set in the complete wrong place, because that is not the sample that the design center did. That's actually why we put that MA samples together, is because we wanted a place to showcase the work that we did, not the finished product, because you don't know. I mean, that's one of the benefits of our product, is that the business owner retains complete control. And so again, we wanted to make sure that we were showcasing what we did, not what we did plus what other people did. By the way, that could work against you as well. So, meaning meaning if you did a beautiful work on a job for somebody, and then they went in and they did all kinds of weird stuff to it, again, that's not accurately representing the work of the design center. So that's where MA samples comes into place. That's why it's so important to share stuff that's going to set the level of expectation in the right place, and it's not going to have any web center owner links or contact information on those, so you can safely use those and know that you're giving that information that they need, and that's that. Now, just so you guys know, if your customers want to get a feel for how the website will look, if it's really working, maybe it's like an e-commerce solution or something like that, if you go to mawc411.com, we've got some links up there. You can go to it's like a dummy website that we built called Shirty Harry's. That's an e-commerce one. And by the way, in the website appointment, we can demonstrate any part of that technology for them as well. All right, so anyway, I was just saying that because, again, I just want to make sure people understand why that in reality, this really does protect you to not share live sites. And by the way, most web designers don't share live sites either. They'll have screenshots of their work up there on their portfolio page, and that's the end of it. All right, we already talked about that. So if you go to Facebook, if you're not part of the MA website, if you're not liking MA Web Centers yet, then make sure you go to facebook.com/official MA Web Centers. And again, this is all customer-centric content. So you can see here, I put on, this is the infographic that was created around responsive design, just kind of setting the stage that responsive is coming and everybody should be excited. So I wrote the future is #mobile, I hashtag websites, email marketing, and responsive. Over here, give your business a new look on Transformation Tuesday, pubs, restaurants, websites, and marketing. So if you have any potential restaurant owners, whatever, share this. Go ahead and share this. You can see people are doing that. 11 shares, 14 shares, 11 shares. Now, this is an article, Connecting with Your Customers in a Digital World to Your Social Media Success. All great content that you can share with potential customers. Now, can you see, if you go to this page, you'll see a variety of types of content, all multimedia. We very rarely only do a status update, but lots of really great shareable content for your prospects. Our Instagram is very similar, except for that we're only sharing website designs here that were done by our design center, and we're only sharing infographics. So our Instagram account is @officialmawc. And again, it's just more ideas for you to share, to repost. You can generate interest or build rapport, or maybe you're just going to interest a potential client or potential web center owner. I found that when I'm searching on Instagram, I found a lot by searching through the different industries. So this is a restaurant. And if you click on, you see that we're hashtagging things on purpose. You can see that we're actually hashtagging the industry in addition to things like web design, design center, and online solutions, and websites, and marketing, and things like that. We're starting to hashtag the actual industry of the design as well. And that's meant to generate interest within those industries for you all. The next area that has some great shareable content is our blog, and I actually gave you a live sneak peek at this, so I won't spend too much time on this page. But if you go to blog.mawebcenters.com, and I think it's actually /blog, again, that'll take you here, and it's all categorized, and so you'll see up at the top, you'll see at the top the most recent article, and then you can see here articles that are organized and categorized by topics, so that if you have someone that only cares about e-commerce right now, and they're only into or they're only into the features that they want to know more about, just go to those pages and share articles from there. In addition to the blog, you have the flash drive. The flash drives are generally available at big events, and you can order them. If you're in the US, you can order them in the back end of your web center. So you log in your web center and then click on It's the top right link, and you scroll down and it's in there as a flash drive. You can just order it. But what's really cool about this is you can choose your language. This is subtitled in English, or it's in English, and it's subtitled with Chinese, and it's subtitled in Spanish. So that's really great. You can give this to a potential customer. You could play the entire video, or you could tell them to skip to a specific area that's important to them. So again, this is all categorized. Chapter 1, intro, then customer care, getting started, how to add a page, how to change text. Then it goes into more, higher level things like social media, email marketing, enhanced customer relationship management system. Everybody wants to know about our CRM. Well, Chapter 11 addresses that. So again, if you have a potential website customer and they're looking for some more credibility, share this flash drive with them. By the way, if you don't have a flash drive, you can go to our YouTube channel, our customer-centric YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/user/MA Web Centers official. And all of these chapters are uploaded as individual videos. And you can share those videos with your potential customers online or in an email or however you want to share it nice and quickly. I personally like to have a flash drive on me so that I can drop it off, and it gives me an excuse to pick it up and actually follow up with that prospect. So I think it's always a good idea to have one on you at least. But some people prefer to be emailed this information or messaged this information. And again, if you have this MA Web Centers resource that's available to you, it's some really great shareable content for your potential customers. So keeping in mind that, the Facebook, the Instagram, the Twitter, the flash drive, the YouTube channel, the blogs, and the websites are all completely useless without you. So these tools are not meant to be a supplement for building relationships. They're just meant to enhance that process for you so that when you are talking to your prospects and they are asking you for more information or more credibility or more validation or third-party credibility or third-party testimonials, these are channels that you have that available to you. So, we wanted to take tonight to make you aware of everything that you had available so that you could share more of them. They are there to support you with effective follow-up. They are there to support you as a conversation starter. They are basically there as an extension of you. So make sure that you're aware of what you have and that you're not forgetting about different resources that could help you, close a person on the idea of setting a website appointment or buying a website. So here's another recap. This PDF is going to be available in just a few minutes. But all of the client-centric stuff is here: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, the customer YouTube, the product website, which is mawebcenters.com, the newsletter, the client-facing blog, and the design center website, which is masamples.com. And this is a new one, the client-facing webinar series, which launches actually in October. And clients are going to be invited to join this, where they can learn about a specific tool that they have included with their website program, and then we'll give them strategies for application. So, for example, if we were talking about the email marketing system, the first 15 minutes would be geared toward showing them how to physically set up an email marketing campaign using our new system. And the next 30 to 45 minutes would all be geared at different strategies for running successful email marketing campaigns. So again, we teach them how to use the tool, and then we teach them ideas for implementation. Then finally, we'll let them know at the end of every webinar that they have unlimited access to customer care, so that if they want support doing this on their own, all they need to do is to call into tech support and we will support them. And with this particular example, if we were continuing on with the email marketing, we'd say, and by the way, our new design packages now include not just a design for your website, but it also now includes a mobile design and a custom newsletter design. So if you'd rather just have, your whole look kind of refreshed, that's an option for you to have as well. So we just let them know about the different options that they have at the end of the webinar. And again, now, and as MA Web Centers is continuing to grow with more BV bankable products, we want to make it easier for you guys to build share of customer within your customer base, so that, instead of your customer being a customer for life at 30 BV a month. Maybe they're a customer for life at 60 or 90 BV per month. All right, so we'll talk more about that as that becomes more of a reality. Now, we've been talking a lot about customer-centric content, so I also just want to give you a sneak peek at the Web Center owner-centric content. So these are online resources for you. These are resources that we don't suggest that you share articles with your potential clients. So the online WCT is one of them. If you go to mawc411.com, this is actually being uploaded in the next couple of weeks, where that all-star Web Center training that was done by all of our recertifying Web Center trainers is going to be uploaded, and you can actually watch the online WCT. There's a Web Center owner blog. That's blog mawc411.com, and I just want to give you a quick peek at that blog. So this is the client blog, and blog mawc411.com /blog. So this is the one that's aimed at content for you all. And so you can see that this is all organized completely differently. Business building, events and training, global, networking, our team, sales strategies, strategic planning, Web Center owner spotlight, all kinds of really great stuff. But look at this one. This one's called Networking Redefined. It says, hey, have you ever attended a networking event and marveled at certain people can work the room effortlessly? Good networkers are made, not born, and you too can sharpen your social skills by following these tips, and it gives you some great tips. So, we've seen a lot of people that were going to BNI meetings or e-commerce or whatever, and so a lot of these things can be very applicable for you. So if you have stuff going on and you're looking for the most up-to-date tips and training, go to this resource, guys. This is an incredible resource for you all. Lots of really great stuff. I love this too, our team. So as promoting tech support with your customers, did you guys know that we've written all of these articles for you? We also have a Web Center owner spotlight. I love this. So this is a great article about Trista and Russ Apollo when they won Certified Web Center Trainer of the Year. And it wasn't just an article congratulating them. It's an article that congratulated them, of course, but it also featured an interview with them on some tips that they had for brand new Web Center owners. There's so many great resources available. You just have to kind of know what you have and make sure you're using them. So that's that, and there's one more page of that. We also have a Web Center owner-centric YouTube channel. Now this has some webinar playlists that are that are uploaded. So go to youtube.com/user/official MAWC, and that has all of the Web Center owner videos, the getting started guide, tech support. There's so much stuff that you guys have access to. So let's talk about the challenge of the week. The challenge of the week is for you to prepare 3 to 5 awesome testimonials that you're going to share and build confidence with. So what that simply means is, if you need more confidence in our design center, then go to MA Samples, pick a few designs that you like and save them so that you can actually share those the design sample itself is a testimonial. So make sure that you're doing that. Another place you can get testimonials is, if you go to mawebcenters.com, which is the client website. Maybe I could spell it right. If you go here, hold on one little second. Am I looking at the wrong page? Nope, testimonials. Click on testimonials and you'll see a whole bunch of testimonials here that you can share as well. Testimonials, this is on customer care, and you can see they're all labeled by the type of testimonial. Who are they actually testifying about? This is a great place, design center, customer care, sales support. So this is a great place to find some testimonials. Now, once you've prepared a few that you can have, or I want you to go ahead and post one thing, just one thing only, so you can generate interest, whether that's sharing a design or sharing a testimonial or a blog article or a video. Do something to generate interest in your business and make it relevant. And then the third thing for the challenge of the week is to share some third-party testimonials with your potential clients, that should not have an apostrophe S, who have had an appointment but have not made a decision yet. So if you've got some customers and you know that they're holding back, figure out some samples of designs or testimonials that might help them in their decision-making process. All right, guys, just a reminder, please make sure that you're reporting your results. That's really important that we all do that. And continue to stay engaged on Facebook. It's been really fun for me anyway to see all the interaction and to interact with everybody. So continue to do that. It really does make a difference. Next week, we're going to be talking about voicemails and the right way to leave some good voice messages. You know, I don't know if you realize this or not, but 70% of calls made go to voicemail. So I say make friends with the voicemail, don't fight the voicemail. Increasing your sales, you must do more with your warm market and put more prospects in the pipeline. So 3 types of voicemails that are going to help you to reach the decision maker statistically, and that's exactly what we'll be covering next week. So guys, thanks so much, and continue to have an awesome, a week. And if those of you that are going to LA District or Product Symposium or Northeast Regional Convention, I'll be seeing you in the next couple of weeks. But other than that, let's stay engaged on Facebook and continue the great work.